You go out on your way to work or school and a rat crosses your path. That's like your good morning New York, right? There's a rat right in the middle of your life. You don't want that. It's not acceptable. We don't want to live that way.
Rats are not mold or lead paint or leaky roofs. But by setting out to eradicate them from public housing developments, Mayor de Blasio seems to be signaling that he is trying to improve the lives of NYCHA tenants.
It's about time.
Even as his record on NYCHA is put under a microscope.
We're here to argue a preliminary injunction for Justice Carroll.
You can't repeat this in Q2, Q3, Q4. Is that your take?
It's not my take. I think the earnings season that we're seeing today can actually quell some of the volatility that we're experiencing. And just to put this volatility into context, by the way, one of the reasons why this quarter has been such a great one for trading business is realized volatility is at around 23% today.
Yeah.
Average volatility is about 10 or 12%.
Okay, it's April 18th. 2018. It's 9:09 a.m. April 18th, 2018. April 18th, 2018. I should have been recording it at 8:18 a.m., but unfortunately it's 9:09 a.m. We're looking out of the windows of 255 West 43rd Street on the 6th floor. We're looking direction northwest, mainly north and west about 20 to 30 degrees. So these are the twin smokestacks operated by John's Pizzeria, located at 260 West 44th Street. Okay, it's 10 minutes have gone by, 9:18 a.m. It's still smoking up.
Work to be bilaterals with all of the countries in the Trans-Pacific Partnership, that the crux and the basis foundation of those bilateral trade talks would be originated from the Trans-Pacific Partnership. So
this is I'm zooming out to look at the Bloomberg is the only channel I can find that shows a clear date and a time.
TPP, and that's good news for the business community and the big business interests.
Tim, it's a really great work, as always, trying to make sense of what's happening if you can. George Maris and Janice Henderson still with us around the table, alongside Anastasia Amoroso of JP Morgan Private Bank and Victoria Fernandez of Crossmark. George, how much clarity do you have on the direction of policy now from Washington, D.C., and how much attention are you paying to those kind of back and forth within the administration?
Right, so the back and forth just feels like it's noise, and it's political noise. It's probably at a higher level than we've had in a long time. It feels like there's some disconcerted efforts. But, politics should be left to politicians. If you look at the underlying forces in the market, things are generally good. And coming out of, even from a policy perspective, so you've had tax cuts that have been substantial. You've had a substantial amount of deregulation, and that deregulation is a phenomenal spur to economic activity. So while this trade activity, while the other political noise clearly creates geopolitical instability, certainly affects markets, the underlying benefits from these other policies are tremendously supportive to economic growth, and I think that's what the market probably continues to focus on.
Globally, there's a pro-growth story still, Anastasia, and it certainly hasn't paid to be an EM and worry about trade or worry about geopolitics. In fact, you're paid not to worry about those things.
Yeah, what hasn't really paid is to be in developed markets like Europe and Japan, for example.
Yeah.
And some of the emerging markets actually work pretty well. Not so much Russia anymore, but it was up as high as 5 or 6% earlier in the year. But the reason why Europe and Japan has not worked is because policy, the trade rhetoric, has really mattered to those countries. And if you think about the double whammy of negative developments they have been hit with, you had trade rhetoric, and of course those are such great export-oriented economies, and you also had their currencies that actually appreciated as a result. So those countries have underperformed, but
Okay, I've got to shut this window for, it's still, wait, let me switch, it's
trade policy relief, and those would be the ones that have been impacted the most.
With only one day being on target where we should be. So it's a chilly start for the morning. You'll need the winter coat, and by this afternoon you'll need the sunglasses for sure. And then it's going to be a wet and windy day tomorrow. Now it's not going to be an all-day super soaker by any stretch, but the morning commute as well as the afternoon evening commute, you could see a few showers in the mix. So here's a look at our satellite and radar. Very dry conditions. We had plenty of clouds. It's just taken a while for those clouds to kind of dissipate. Wider view of things. We have no rain, no snow to have to contend with. Thankfully, no snow, right? Here's a look at
okay, it's cold right now. I want it 40 degrees. I gotta go to the bathroom and take a shower. I gotta shut this window, but this goes on. As you see, if the DP could come here at 8:45 a.m. and they could see every morning what we see from 8:45 to 9:15 or 9:30. Seems like it's still smoking. Oh boy. It's 9:23. Okay, I've got to close this window. It's just very cold in here.